My inspiration for you today has to do with self publishing and the sometimes feeling like you're wearing more than one hat and uh, so many things that need to be done, and you just kind of feel overwhelmed. And I want to just share with you some ideas or tips that might help you to not feel so overwhelmed and want to give up. And so I want to encourage you not to give up. That it's worth it. The journey's worth it because once you publish a book, you go down. It's a legacy that you leave behind for somebody, and you never know who that somebody is that might benefit from reading your book. So I want to welcome you to Clayton Communications, our Facebook online newsletter, and this is where we turn your stories into books. And I am your host, Coach Blondie, and today I want to talk about building a team. I had set out to share this with you. And after I got done, I thought 23 minutes is just too long. So I'm kind of revamping it a little bit as I go. The word team became an acronym and it reads, it's been known as Together Everyone Achieves More. The self published author can sometimes feel alone and like they're wearing too many hats, too many jobs that they have to do, too many titles. And you are, and you can wear a few hats as a self publisher, but don't let it get you down. Learn how to work smarter. And that's something that I had to do because in the beginning I was afraid to delegate to certain people outside of my own little circle. And as a first time book publisher, the journey does look like a puzzle. And if you've ever seen a puzzle, it just all kind of thrown together in this box and it starts with one piece at a time. And so you take that one big mess and you start one piece at a time. And that's how I started publishing my book. It just seemed like it was a bunch of pieces disjointed. And I just set out and just began to put one piece in place and then the next piece and so on and so forth. And here's what I discovered along the way that what I want to help you so that maybe you don't feel so overwhelmed is that when, of course, you're in the process of publishing and getting your book ready for publication, it does feel like it's one big mess and it's kind of hard to see clearly and see your direction, but you know you're going somewhere. And maybe you are feeling that way right now as you're listening to me. Maybe that's why you came in and wanted to listen to this because you wanted to see if possibly I might share some information with you that could be helpful. So if you are feeling that way, here's an outline to start your journey. First, I had to learn how to input things into the computer. So if you are computer savvy, then you can go ahead on and either type it directly into the computer or you can handwrite it and type it into the computer, which is what I prefer, archaic as it may be, but which is what I prefer. And or you can have somebody to do that for you and that helps. I mean, it kind of helps you to go on to the next thing while they're doing that part. Then you can be working on something else. And I think that's kind of what my message is to you today is that if you do build a team, then you can be doing another part of of another part to help you get closer to where you want to go. So if you are a person that can type, then and you know how to use a computer, do that. And you what you want to do is give the file a name, and you can give them your name and then say new book or your name and the title of the book that you have while you're getting the book ready. Or you can put your name on there and just book project, whichever you want to do. So the type it in, get that part done. And there was a part that I did not know how to do. I did not know how to size a book, and I wanted a 6 by 9 or a 5.5 by 8.5, and I did not know how to do that, and I did not know how to format and to get the book ready for print. So if you don't know how to do that, then of course you would be looking for somebody that could help you to do that. In my case, my sister-in-law was that person, and I gladly handed that over to her so I could work on something else. Maybe I even proofread it again to make sure that everything was what I wanted to say. But here are a couple of suggestions if you don't want to do or don't have that person available to you right now. I'm going to give you a couple of resources. Word to the number two Kindle.com is one resource, and they can do your formatting for you. The other one is you can go on Fiverr and look for someone to format a print book. And you'll want to look for those, of course, that's within your budget. And because self published authors do have to have a budget. And I also wanted to include in there the copyright that you, as a part of the team building, you may decide that you want to have your book copyrighted. If you do, a lot of people do because they're afraid somebody's going to steal their stuff, but really nobody can steal your footprint, your writing footprint. But if that's the way that you feel, you can go to copyright.gov, fill out the form, and pay the fee, and you will be, at least your mind will be more at ease. If you do not want to hire someone to do it, then of course their site can teach you how to do it. And so invest some time in doing that. Well, your team does not have to, well, your team doesn't have to be nearby you. Your team can be freelancers, they can be online, but at least these are people that you're going to rely on to help you get the job done. A graphics designer is another good person to have because that's your cover design person. And that you want designers who can kind of make your cover pop because people tend to today buy based upon what a cover looks like. And of course, Fiverr.com is another place that you can find that those people that can help you to do that within your budget. Part of your team should include print options. The internet is full of them. You can also use local printers. You may be able to get more books for the money using local printers. Amazon, and of course, local printers may not give you some advantages that some of the other online printers might do. Like they may offer editing, they may offer proofreading, they may offer to do an ebook for you, they may offer and do some marketing for you and things like that. And of course, it's not free, but at least they will include those, or you can include those in your package. Amazon KDP is a print option to consider. Of course, if you do print with Amazon, then you have the option to go into their bookstore, and it's a worldwide bookstore in many, many countries. So that's an advantage. And then you also have IngramSpark.com and printandcopycenter.com. So don't just jump in, ask questions, know what you want them to do before you even get there. And if you don't, you might want to go into, if you maybe if you're not a member of some of the publishing groups, you might want to find a publishing group where you can ask questions and ask for references or resources related to getting your book done so that you can feel more comfortable when you go into the marketplace. Or you can ask them to, what do I need to know if I'm looking for da da da. And sometimes you might even find them right there in the group. Amazon KDP inserts their own ISBN number, so you don't have to worry about that if you do decide to use them. What I have provided to you is a basic team building strategy for you to get you started. Later on, you of course may want to add, let's say, a social media creator if you're not real good at that. So this hope this information has been helpful to you. If it has been, what I would suggest or ask you to do is to share it with your family and friends. And if you have any questions about publishing and you would like to talk with me a little further, you can send me an email at coach23blondie at gmail.com. And if you can, if you are, or you can find more answers in here. And this is Book Publishing Secrets, How to Write, Publish, and Create an Income as a First Time Author. So you might want to invest in that. So until next time, Coach Blondie signing off. Keep the faith.